6 really easy designs for Christmas cards that you can make quickly and easily with very little skills. Hello everyone, I'm Caroline and today I've got my washi tape, my glitter, my Posca pens, my watercolour paints and I'm rearing to go. We're going to make 6 Christmas cards that are easy, quick, you don't need any particular skills to make these and they are a lot of fun. Right, come on, let's get straight into it and make card number 1. So before we start, let's have a look at my pencil of the day. It says it's cool to walk or cycle to school by the Swindon Borough Council. Let's make a Christmas tree. Now this looks like quite a basic Christmas tree. Get a little bit of watercolour paint, make a Christmas tree shape, a bit of a triangle or a slice of pizza. But then, when it's still wet, I use one of these. It's a Daler bristle white fan brush, and using this completely dry to sweep away from the paint lines, you end up with quite a furry looking tree. I love this. So we just give it a little dry with the hairdryer and then perhaps we put a little trunk on it. You could put it in a pot if you wanted to. So we'll draw a star at the top of the tree with my Posca pens and then we're going to do some Christmas baubles. So a selection of a few of the colours that I have in my arsenal: blue, pink, orange, red and yellow. Now this is a really simple idea, really quick to do and makes quite a happy picture. But I wanted to put something else on, so I decided I would use some glue and some glitter and just put a few blobs around just to brighten it up a bit. I used this shell to hold my glue. It's one I picked up on the beach. So now let's blob some glue where I want the glitter to be and then pour some glitter over the glue. Shake it off. I'm sure just about everybody has done this in school when they were younger. It's not rocket science, but it's a lot of fun. The advantage is as well, it seems wasteful to put so much glitter on, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to put what doesn't get used back into the tub. There we go. Bit of a mess. Now everything is going to be covered in glitter. Right, we just need to write a message on the bottom of the card. I'll put on Happy Holidays. There we go. That's a little bit of a change. Rub out the pencil marks. I always go over pencil because I'm very unconfident when it comes to writing in a straight line. And then we can move on to the next one. Right, now this may seem a little bit difficult to draw, but it's really not. You draw like a rounded bottom bucket. Put a few ears or ears on the side, some dots for eyes, a circle for a nose, and then some lines for the antlers. Then I got my fine liner, went around the lines, and there you got a reindeer ready to be painted. I've left the pencil marks on where the eyes are going because that doesn't matter. I'm painting over the top in a dark colour, and the same with the antlers. You can just rub those out a little bit so you can see the lines, but you haven't got to panic too much because you're using dark paint. Right. I think I'll use some brown and red and yellow. Mix a sort of reindeer colour. I'm not exactly sure what a perfect reindeer colour would be, but I went for this one. I think it's quite nice. Now I'm going to go for a dark brown to colour in the eyes and the antlers. Now I'm turning this upside down. There's no way I'm going to manage to paint these antlers with the card up the right way. It's good if you can get enough paint on your brush to actually do the whole length of the antler. It just makes for a neater antler. Now inside the ears or ears, I'm going to do a pinky brown just on the very inside and then drag it out with a wet paintbrush. There we go. And now for a red nose. You have to have a red nose on a Christmas reindeer. And let's fill in those eyes. Right, now I'm going to draw some baubles hanging from the reindeer's antlers. Let's turn this upside down again. So much easier. And then we just need something to hang the baubles off. So just use my fine liner and pop a little line. I rubbed out pencil lines, and as I did, I spluttered the nose of my reindeer all over the card. So this is a second, just quick attempt so that I can show you what the finished product looks like without a red spluttered nose. So for those of you who are observant, you'll notice this isn't the same as the original one. So carrying on as if nothing happened, I added some glitter just to give her or him a little bit of a sparkle. Right, this next card involves 4 Christmas trees and some Posca pens. I've drawn some lines as a guide, and they're still not perfectly symmetrical. If you do have a stamp, it will be perfect. I don't mind them all being different because if you saw a forest of trees, they wouldn't all be the same. So when I've drawn 4 trees, I then lightened the pencil edges a little. My eraser was really difficult to use today. It was so cold, the eraser was hard. The winter is coming to Wales. So now I need to colour in each tree with my Posca pens. You may decide to do them all the same. You could do green ones. I've decided to do different bright happy colours on each tree. Now I'd never used Posca pens before on something like this on a card, and they weren't the ideal, shall we say. I'm looking forward to using them on stones and things, but the paper on these cards did not like the Posca pens. It was a bit blobby. But even so, when they were finished, as you'll see, they look really good. Now I'm going to have to take some more pencil off before I use the yellow because it doesn't cover the pencil lines. It's always a decision, what colour shall I use next? I had more than 4 colours, so I wasn't sure. But in the end, I decided, I know, I'll go for blue. I didn't want to do green because I didn't want any green trees if I wasn't going to have them all green. So colouring this in went a lot faster when I speed the video up to 500%, you know. And now we're all ready for the next stage. At the top, I think I'll write, "Have a wonderful Christmas." And then use my fine liner to write again over the pencil lines. Much easier. And you don't spell it wrong, which is easily done. Right. Now, with a white Posca pen, I'm just going to draw some white spots. They're not even supposed to be baubles, they're spots. A little difficult to see on the camera on the yellow one, but they're definitely there. There's a nice cheerful card with lots of colours. And I love spots. Spots and then stripes are my 2 favourite things. On to the next one. Ooh, washi tape. So many patterns. Which ones am I going to use? Right, for this design, you take your card and then you pick yourself some washi tapes. I've decided to go for reds and whites. And just put where you would like Christmas trees to be 2 strips of washi tape. Now, why am I saying 2 strips of washi tape? Well, it just makes it easier to get the Christmas tree shapes correct, because otherwise you've got to try and measure things to make sure they're not leaning. But if you put 2 strips of washi tape, it's really simple to make your tree symmetrical. Do your best not to have any gaps between the washi tape running down the join, but also try not to overlap them, because you really can see this when you look sideways on. There's a sheen to most washi tapes, so butt it up as close as you can to the other piece. Quite often these washi tapes will match, but don't panic if they don't. When you're looking at this card as a whole, you won't even notice. So I'm going to do one there. These are not at all measured to be the same place. I want some higher, some lower. If you find your washi tape is a bit too sticky, if you stick it on something like the cloth you're working on, or on your trouser leg, or on the carpet even, it just takes some of the tackiness away. It becomes less tacky and less likely to stick to your paper. And you will see I fall foul of this very soon. I think we'll do a 3rd tree and we'll pop it there. Nope, there. Nope, there. If you don't mind measuring, you're a very accurate person, then feel free to use as many strips as you like to make the trees as fat as you like. These are all just ideas for you, and you can then adapt them to come up with your own designs, because we all like slightly different things and our imagination works very differently. Right, now I'm going to use this very sharp scalpel. Be careful. I hate working with anything sharp. First thing to do is to cut through the washi tape, but not the card, so that it has a straight edge on the bottom, and then remove the bit of washi tape that you've cut off. Now you need to make the sides, which are at an angle. The best way to work this out is to go from the point at the bottom of the washi tape to the join in the middle at the height that you want the tree to be. So wherever you want the tree to be, make sure the join is there, and then ever so carefully, without cutting your fingers off and without going right through the layer of card, cut down to the point. Now you need to do the other side. So it's a repeat of the same thing really. You go to the bottom end on the corner, and then you come up to where you decided you were going to have the height of the tree end, and cut up with your scalpel and pull off the washi tape, which can be a bit fiddly to get the edge sometimes. So that's our first Christmas tree. I love the sleek, clean lines on this card. I would say please don't see the way I'm cutting with this scalpel as the proper way to cut. It isn't. I'm forever aiming at my hands. It's a miracle I haven't chopped myself to death. So just be careful when you're using these sort of tools. They are really sharp. Now when I'd done this, I looked at it and thought, I don't know. I'm a minimalist. I love this card. I didn't want to write on it. I just liked the way it looked. But I do appreciate that some people would find it a bit boring. So I decided, right, we need to brighten this up a little bit. So I happened to have some gold washi tape. So I decided to make another 2 gold trees. Now this was a good idea. It's just this washi tape is a completely different texture to the other washi tapes. It's much thicker, and I didn't realise it's much stickier too. So, like a lamb to the slaughter, I stuck the washi tape onto the front of my card. It all seemed to be going so well. And then you remove the washi tape and realise it is completely stuck to the card. Right, so I go from the bottom up, because that was already on washi tape, which was easier to peel, and gently, as gently as I could, pulled off the washi tape, but it did munch up the front of the card, which was really frustrating. Now you can warm up your washi tape if you want to soften the glue to make it easier to peel off as well. That's another alternative, but I decided I just wanted to get on with finishing this card, so I would take my chances. I'm glad I went for these gold Christmas trees. I think it really does lift the card. Now you would quite likely want to write something on this card, like Happy Christmas, Season's Greetings, something humorous. Right, now this is a really quick and easy way to make a Christmas card while using up your washi tape, because people who have washi tape tend to have a lot of it. I'm only new to the washi tape world, and already my collection is growing, and this is a great way to use it up. So just cover some bits of paper. I'm using some old scraps of watercolour paper with washi tape. Sometimes you can match it up, sometimes no matter how hard you try, you can't. So I gave up on this one. If you draw stripes, then you're going to end up with stripy baubles, which is what I'm doing here. A nice little bit of pretty pattern and then some gold either side. So now on the back I just draw some circles in a variety of sizes because I don't want all the baubles on this card to be the same. I want to have a nice variety. If you want them all the same size, that's not a problem. Again, whatever you fancy. Now, cut them out. Cutting out circles can be quite a challenge. They never quite circular when I cut them out. I do find it easier with the smaller scissors though. I used to use a big scissors and oh, that was hard work. You can see now the way some of the baubles look like they've got a striped decoration on them or possibly even a ribbon around the middle. Yep, I like that. So now I just use some double-sided tape on the back. You could glue them on. I just fancied using double-sided tape to give them just a little bit of a 3D effect. Yep, I like it like that. So now peel the final bit off the double-sided tape and stick them on. And now, with my fine liner, I'm going to draw some strings hanging down because they're not just hanging like planets in outer space, they are hanging from something. So I use my fine liner and a ruler, and then I like to put a little bow as if they've been tied on. I don't know why, it makes me happy. Right, for this I need some paper or card, so I'm just using the cover of an old sketchbook that I have. So I cut myself out 3 triangles which are going to become washi tape Christmas trees. What colour washi tape shall I use this time? So many choices. Shall I do all green? Shall I do all reds? I know. I haven't done greens. I've done lots of reds and things for Christmas, but I haven't done any green. So yet again, I'm using the gold washi tape and the green and the paler white with some green and gold on. Yep, I think that will coordinate very nicely. So now cover the tree with washi tape, trying not to leave any gaps between each strip, although that is easier said than done. One of the problems you will have with this is the washi tape will stick to your scissors. And then it will stick to you and it'll stick to everything else. So this can be quite a challenging time. Now this was more fiddly than the others because the angles were even tighter on the corners. But we managed eventually. As you can see, my scissors is getting rather covered in washi tape now. I have heard of a non-stick scissors. No idea if it works, but if it does, it's a really good idea if you use a lot of washi tape. Right, so now we got to come up with a nice layout for the trees and put some double-sided tape on these again. Which way should we go? So many different choices. Let's try putting them this way. No, I don't like that. No, I like that, but I'm going to turn the card back the other way and put them like that. There we go. Happy with that. Double-sided tape on. And I'm also putting a small bit of double-sided tape near the point too, because otherwise, if you just put it in one place, then that is going to bend up and get caught and stick out a bit far as well, I found. So now, put them back roughly where they were. And then stick them on. How easy is that? Again, you may decide you want to write a message, or you may have a stamp that you can stick a stamp on the bottom. So this was my disaster. I erased the pencil lines and spluttered his nose. I forgot it was still wet. So this is a quick sketch to stand in for the original one that was a lot bigger. So there you have it, 6 really easy Christmas cards, from watercolour to Posca pens to washi tape. And a bit of glitter in between. Which one's your favourite? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you try any of these cards. I'd love to hear how you got on. If you've enjoyed this video, then please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. But until then, don't forget, draw every day and have fun. Bye!